you here once again, part 3 from Avicolli's 7839 Oswego Road here in Liverpool, New York, on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road, right down the road from Liverpool High School. And we are here every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, for many years with Avicolli's, as I know John and the team care so much about Liverpool High School and the community here in Liverpool, and they have for decades, and they've given me the awesome blessing of being able to take Wake Up Call over here every single month to celebrate the Liverpool Warriors, and tonight celebrating the girls and boys bowling team. Head coach Greg Roth. Round of applause for Coach.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
Coach and love. Coach,
Happy to be here.
You always have the gear. You always have the good gear from Liverpool.
Well, you know, we have so many athletic teams at Liverpool, and every single one of them has a fundraiser. So I'm like, well, I got to support this team. I got to support that team. So might as well get some swag. So I got this. I got a nice golf shirt underneath here. My wardrobe is whole stocked. Blue, orange. I got it all.
My question is, how do I get a pullover like the one that you have right now?
You want this one right here? I'm sure I can find a way to get you one. So
I think that's the nicest. That I've seen a lot of cool Liverpool Warriors stuff, and I think that's the best that I've seen so far.
Yeah, thank you.
And orange is it's one of my colors. So.
Yep. Well, and I mean, most our colors are navy and orange, but they started to do the gray tones there now too.
Yeah.
So they have some of the clothing that has the gray in it, which is pretty sharp, I think.
So we got to figure this out. We got to make that happen because that's the pullover. As soon as you walked in, I'm like, man, I got to get that.
What size do you wear?
I wear medium.
Medium. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll work on it.
All right. Sounds good to me, and I know you will because you're a man of your word.
Yeah.
Coach, you are always positive. Always uplift. When I talk to you, uplifting, positive. You always take time, always make time for me, always receptive. Why are you the way that you are? Because not everybody is like that. Not every coach is like that. Not everybody's got a good bedside manner, is easy to talk to. But every time I'm like, hey, coach, I want to put a spotlight on your team. Let's do it. When do you need? And, I was under the weather last week, and you ad-libbed with me and moved it to this week, and I don't know, you're always really easy to work with and positive, and you celebrate the kids a lot. So where does that all come from?
Well, it's just part of my fabric. I'm a can-do person. I like to help out wherever I can, and I also like to have positive influences on others. And what I've found in life, and the motto that I live by, is you get what you give. And so if you give to other people, good things are going to be bound to come back to you. So I try to treat other people positively the way I want to be treated. And so far in life, it's worked out for me pretty well. So I try to resemble that. I'm a 22-year teacher here in Liverpool, and I have a lot of influence with kids, and we do a lot of positivity project things. And over the years, we've done many other things that have to do with personality and respect, responsibility, and those the character traits that you want to model for kids. And so I just feel that that's a huge part of my whole message to kids is it's more important to be a good person than anything else. I teach you math, I teach you bowling, I might teach you science, whatever it is. But ultimately, you will get far in life if you are a good person and you have these good character qualities, because it's relatable to anything you do in life.
And I think that that's great. And I talk about it on the show all the time, is when you see problems in society, it typically goes back to a lack of personal responsibility, a lack of discipline and different things. So when you say that you're teaching these things, it's imperative, and I appreciate that somebody is doing it, so thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So for you, being the coach of this team, why do you enjoy bowling as much as you do, and why do you enjoy coaching it? Because from the moment that I met you, it's been about positivity, and I've seen your team have success from this positivity that breeds more positivity. Like you said, you get out what you put in. So I've seen Liverpool, in my opinion, rise in bowling with you being a part of it. Why do you love it? Why do you enjoy doing it?
Well, I grew up as a bowler myself in State College, Pennsylvania, and I bowled every Saturday morning, just like a lot of these kids do. They go Flamingo or to Baldwinsville or FM, wherever they bowl on Saturday mornings. They grew up doing that, and so that's what I grew up doing. So from age 6 all the way up through a freshman in college, I bowled every Saturday mornings. And so it was just kind of a fun thing for me to do. My mom actually got me into it, and she and I would bowl. And then on Saturday afternoons, we would watch on ABC, the professional bowlers, because every Saturday afternoon at 3:30, we would watch professionals like Mark Roth from the Fulton area. Earl Anthony was my idol growing up, and a whole bunch of, those types of bowlers. So number one, that's what I grew up doing. Number two, I just had an opportunity here in Liverpool when a position came open, and I applied for the job. And so getting to work with these young men and women is kind of cool. I get to work with them outside of school a little bit, but these student athletes are just a lot of fun. We joke around together. We like to have fun. It's a fun sport, and it's a lifelong sport. It's one of those sports like golf and other things that it doesn't matter what age you are. You're never too young or too old to bowl and enjoy a lifelong sport.
And because it's a lifelong sport, I mean, for you, what does that do to kind of just have its own unique piece to it, right? You can't play football forever, and baseball, basketball, and certain, soccer, this, that. People say, oh, I slowed down, or I'm not taking a hit like this, or, I'm not going to go lift weights for, 9 hours a day like I've done in the past. But when it comes to bowling and it comes to golf and like tennis and certain things, you can continue to play those sports and play them with your kids and play them with your grandkids and your neighbors and so on and so forth. And you can continue to celebrate that and live in that world. Just what that does for you and why it's so special, because I love that you mentioned that it's a lifetime sport, because it really was 3 generations. My grandparents played, my parents played, and it made me want to play.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, it is one of those things where I think you talked earlier that it's something to go out, it's an activity to do, whether you take someone on a date to do it or whether you just go out with a group of friends. They have the rock and bowl and everything else like that just to go out and enjoy experiences with each other and just to enjoy each other's company. So that's, like you said, it's one of the things that it's not terribly grueling on the body. So, depending upon how you throw the ball, it's something you can do whether you're 6 or whether you're 66.
You've heard some of your student athletes talk about, Aiden talking about the fact that, I love when I said it, he stopped talking and looked right at me. But he said that he takes his anger out on the pins. Have you ever played like that?
Maybe a few times when I left a couple splits or a 7-pin, I may have done that. But no, not too much. Usually I have a pretty calm demeanor, and I let my scores and my bowling talk for itself. So,
spin or no spin? Because my dad likes a lot of spin. My game never had a ton of spin, so we were on like different ends of the spectrum. So give me the spinometer in your world. So
in my world, I would say in today's game, I am medium. I play an outside line of out on about the 5th board, and I just kind of throw it nice and easy and let the ball do all the work and come into the pocket. So I don't throw as much spin as like Zach, who has a lot of revs that he throws, and he plays an inside-out ball. But I would say my young Kyle Lake, my 7th grade bowler who's here, he and I have balls that we throw pretty similarly, where we play an outside line and let the ball hook in.
So when you have different bowlers, different ways that they want to go about it, how do you teach the mechanics and the little nuances to make each of them better when they're different?
So the basic education part of it is, and we had to do this early on in the season this year because we had a lot of people that were new to the sport. You heard about Aiden getting his arm twisted and bullied by Yelena to join the team, and a few other kids that were new to the team. So one of the things that a lot of average people don't know about bowling is that there are different oil patterns that they put out on the lanes. And if you know where the oil is and where it's not, it will affect your approach to where you get the ball in the pocket. And so for a bowler, your number one job is to try to get the ball in the pocket. If you're a right-handed bowler, you want to go between the 1 and the 3 pin. If you're a left-handed bowler like me, you want to get the ball between the 1 and the 2 pin. So my educational process was like teaching them, okay, between the second arrow on the left and the second arrow on the right, in the middle of the lane, there is more oil. So if you set the ball down there, the ball, and it's science really, the ball is going to skid down the lane and not hook very much. On the outside of those second arrows, on the outside, there is less oil. So if you set the ball down out there, the ball is going to grip, and if you throw the ball with spin, it will hook more into the pocket. So, and then they have different types of equipment. So kind of like tires on your car, they make tires that are all-season radials. They make balls that are like winter tires that have more grip on the lane. So if you're facing a lane condition that has more oil, you can throw a ball that has more grip on it. And so just those types of things. And then once you kind of figure things out, there's different ways you can move your feet, left or right, depending upon where you want to get the angle into the pocket. You can move up on the lane or back on the lane, depending upon if your ball's not hooking enough. You might want to get it on the lane more, so you move back on the approach, and just little nuances. And from there, once you teach them those things, then they kind of pick up on it, and it's all about experimenting. It really is science, and it's just kind of a cool game to have them figure out different things.
I think that was an education that I've never had in the world of bowling, to know anything about that. I just go out there and I'm like, I'm going to throw it. This is my thing. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to try and hit as many pins as possible, not look stupid and not fall.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to do, is not fall. Because you got to wear those fun shoes, the clown shoes.
Yeah, they're fun.
Got to put those clown shoes on. And pre-COVID, everybody's like, how many people have been in these shoes? And they're like, just you, sir. 875 people have been in those shoes.
Yeah.
So, can we get into the bowling shoes? You talk about sports, and this is a lifelong sport, and it's different.
Yep.
Well, there's also the difference of this sport is all the other sports you get to bring your own shoes.
This is true. Not this one, no. You can bring your own shoes, but if you don't, they have some there. The one thing about the rental shoes at bowling lanes is that they make them so you can slide on either foot, because when you take that last step, when you go to release the ball, you should be sliding. So, little funny story, if you have your own shoes, you get them so that your sliding foot is, if you're a right-handed bowler, you are sliding on your left foot. You get a slider on your left foot, but you don't have a slider on your right foot. Well, when I first started coaching last year with this team, I forgot that. Well, I'm a left-handed bowler, so on my own shoes that I wear, I release, and so I slide on my right foot. Well, I'm modeling for most of these kids about their approaches, but I'm having to do it right-handed. I went to show some kids a demonstration of how they should be sliding. I almost fell on my face because I went to slide and I forgot that I don't have a slider on my left foot, and I almost went right into the gutter.
I can tell you that might have been the first time I bowled, I was 8.
Yep.
I threw the ball and I got scared in the last second and I didn't let go and I went halfway down the lane.
Yeah.
So, and you do slide when you're on there. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun.
That is another thing that you find out quickly as a bowler, that if you go past the foul line, that there is oil right there. And if you step on it, it's like being on glass.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to do it, right? It's like living. I like to live a little bit dangerously.
Mm-hmm.
I just did the swimming with the dolphins thing, which is totally different when you're Italian.
Oh yeah.
And but we did get to do that. So we swam with the dolphins, and I parasailed.
Oh, cool.
So and they were talking to me about it, and we were in the Bahamas, and they were like, "Are you afraid to parasail?" And I was like, "No." And I thought about it just a little bit. I was like, I know we're up, and there's a parachute, and I know you're attached to the boat, but I don't really know the mechanics of any of this. Mm-hmm. And then you go in there, and you're out on the water, and they say, hold on to this bar, and they strap you in the little thing, and then there's just one rope between you and the boat, and we got really, really high up there, and I got to tell you, I was totally fine with it. And as soon as they brought us up there, I went by myself. So they put you with somebody else to balance it out. So the girl I went up with, as soon as we got up, it got super quiet. And I looked at her and I go, this is really peaceful.
It is peaceful because
so peaceful.
There's not much wind up there, and it's just like you're kind of drifting down. My wife and I did it when we went to Hawaii, probably about 20. This is before children, so about 24 years ago, and we parasailed in Maui. And of course, when you go up, they have a sign on the back that says "Just Maui'd."
Oh, nice.
Because they have a lot of honeymooners that go there.
I love that. That's cool.
But
See, they told us that there's those like little grapple hook things.
Yep.
And they said, this is your emergency grapple hook. Don't touch it. And I'm like, but now I want to touch it because you told me not to touch it. So, but if you touch it, then you go flying because you detach yourself from, the boat and everything connected to it. But yeah, I don't mind it. I've been on bungees before, not straight down. I was on a bungee. So this is not, I was at Wildwood a long time ago. I dated a girl in like 2008. And I woke up one morning, I was the only person in the house that wasn't a member of the family. Okay. So there's like 20 people in her family and me. And I woke up, I had overslept, everybody else was up, it was like 10 o'clock, and people were like pissed, like let's get out of the house, whatever. And we're in Wildwood, New Jersey, and she said, come on, let's go. And I said, go to what? And she said, we're doing the whatever it's called, it was called like the Daredevil or whatever it's called. It was called Don't Do It. That's what it was supposed to be called. And she goes, I signed
one of those slingshot things where they pull you back and launch you?
That was part of it.
Oh, okay.
So the slingshot was part of it. There was these like metal things that swung back and forth you sit on. And then there was the bungee where you drop. But if you did it the right way, like I figured out that I could calm myself down and just relax. And you can actually, you swung this way, but you could actually, you felt like you almost had angel wings. Because if you could get control of it and turn it, you kind of just felt like you were just kind of swooping back and forth.
Okay.
So she forged my signature. So I was there to do it, and it basically said everywhere we went, if you die, you're cool with that, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, if I died anywhere, New Jersey's the last place that I want to die in. Mm-hmm. So, and that's spoken from a true New Yorker.
Yep.
So, not that Wildwood's a bad place. But there's parts of New Jersey that I could leave alone.
Yeah.
Newark, I see you and love you very much. But yeah, so I did that. I did the obstacle. So I've been on a bungee before, and it was fun.
Cool.
It was a good time. So let's get into rapid fire since we're already kind of there.
All right.
Coach, you and we've spent some time together, so we're going to have a couple apiece. You get to ask me the first one.
Okay. Let's see. First question. Okay. If you could interview someone who is not an athlete, who is someone who's not an athlete that you would like to interview?
Someone that's not an athlete. Well, we do have an entertainment show called Superpowered Pop. We have a Disney show called Do Diz with Dan, and because I worked at Disney. And we have comic book trails where I go all over the country. So I would say, if I'm going to go to my entertainment show, I probably want to interview, because I get to have my 4-year anniversary with my goatee, best relationship I've ever had right here.
Okay.
So I wish it a happy anniversary every end of April. I got it when Endgame was coming out.
Yep.
So it's our 4-year anniversary coming up in April 26th, I think it is.
Okay.
So I'd want to sit down with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
And I'd want to sit down with, I probably want to do something with Robert Downey Jr. I probably have like a little Marvel thing. So let's have Robert Downey Jr. Let's have, think of some that I want to sit down with now. I'd probably sit down with Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. He seems like he would laugh, so we'd probably have some jokes. That's what I'd throw in there. Anthony Mackie, he's funny. Mm-hmm. The Falcon, now Captain America. Got to have Anthony Mackie. Emily Olsen, Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And probably just to have 3 goatees at the table, Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, so we'd have a nice little interview session for Superpowered Pop.
Good,
All right.
good.
All right, Coach.
All right, you're up.
So, are you a Marvel fan or no?
Not really.
Okay. What are you a fan of movie-wise? Do you have a certain world that you like? Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Like Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're in
Read the
Harry.
novels?
You're in Harry Potter's universe.
Okay.
His
Yep.
world.
Got it.
We're at Hogwarts.
Yes.
Put a team together of sorcerers. Who do you want on your team?
Ooh, good one. Well, as far as sorcerers go, I love Mad Eye Moody. He would definitely be one of them.
Okay.
So Mad Eye Moody would be there. I definitely would. Who was the guy that was the Defense Against the Dark Arts? But he.
Snape.
Yeah, well, Snape, you think he's bad the whole time, and then he turns out, so, yeah, I guess I would probably go Snape. Thank you for the,
So Snape. Okay.
Snape, yep. And then who else? We had a couple of good ones.
All the people that I don't usually talk about Harry Potter, they're loving this moment. Right?
Yes, yeah.
Because I don't know as much about it as you do.
Weasleys. The Weasleys were cool. I would probably say Mrs. Weasley.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that. I think they should do a show called Keeping It Weasley.
Yeah.
And just have like that whole family.
Well, she was able to have things going to where she would have cast a spell and have the dusting and the mopping and the dishes all being done. I thought that was genius. So
I
yeah.
need that one. We gotta
Oh
work on
yeah,
that spot.
absolutely.
I need somebody to do that in the house.
Yep.
Dust the house for sure. All right, what's your last one for me?
Let's see. So you mentioned Robin Williams earlier.
Yeah.
And so I'm a huge Robin Williams fan. I grew up Mork and Mindy. That
First show I ever watched.
Yeah.
First live action show.
Yep. So Robin Williams did a ton of movies. If you would have been able to co-star with him in one of his movies, what would you have wanted to co-star with him in?
Man of the Year. I'd want to be his vice president.
Okay.
Because in that movie, it was him, Louis Black. It was, wow! Christopher Walken was in there.
Yeah.
Some Christopher Walken.
More cowbell.
So I'd want to probably be in Man of the Year. Because I always thought about that. Thought about running for president, but doing it in a fun way.
Yeah.
Like if I ever ran for anything, I'd want to change something, but I'd seek to just change. I'd seek for people to have to tell the truth. I'd seek for positive change and to lighten people's hearts. So whether I won or lost, I'm going to shake up the system.
Yep, good.
So I'd probably be in that movie with Robin. That was a good question.
Love it.
All right, you and I are going to do a buddy cop movie.
Okay.
What city are we in, and what are we doing?
Well, I'm a Pennsylvania boy, so I'm going to go either Pittsburgh or Philadelphia.
Okay. Thank goodness people in Philly are so nice.
Yes, yeah. Well, the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Let's go Philly. Philly.
we're
We'll go
Philly.
get cheesesteaks down on South Ave. So, yep.
We're going to be in Philly?
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
that.
Or being in Philly, we're probably going to be arresting a lot of sober Philly fans.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Sounds
Very
good.
well-behaved Philadelphia fans.
Who are so nice to the fans that wear other jerseys.
Oh, yes. They welcome other people.
I call it the city of brotherly hate. That's what I call it. Yeah.
That's quite appropriate.
So, all right. Well, I like that. Look forward to doing that for Coach Roth, for myself, Dan Tortora, Liverpool, girls and boys bowling, and of course the Warriors. We love being here right up the road at Liverpool High School, right here at Avicolli's. Come down here, get some great food, go up there, support some amazing kids and coaches. Thanks, Coach, as always.
Absolutely.
Let's clap it up one more time for Coach. Give him some love. He deserves that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate having you here as always.
I'm going to sign off with one last
And
thought.
you wanted to give some love.
Yes, I do. This past week, we lost quite a pillar of the Liverpool community, and Frank Sophia. Frank Sophia was just a long time supporter of athletics here at Liverpool. I almost called him an athletic supporter, but I didn't think I wanted to do that. He was a supporter of athletics. He was a leader of the varsity club. I know when I have two daughters that went through Liverpool High School, and they have just very fond memories of him as a leader, and just really, really well respected in the community. I've never met anyone who's ever had a bad word or bad experience with that man, and his passing was very sad. So we wish him all the best, but know that he's in a better place and looking down on us here in the Liverpool community, and just hope everyone just takes some time to think about what any interaction they had with him. We all have fond memories, and we're better people for knowing him.
And Frank Sophia, and so give him some love. We thank you for all that you've done for the community. We thank your loved ones. You're in our prayers and our well wishes and our hopes. And I know that Mr. Sophia is in a better place, and he gets to do something that I don't get to do, which he gets to sit down and have dinner with Robin Williams tonight.
There you go.
So we'll talk with you all soon.